Hello, folks. Welcome to Holding On with Holder, where I talk to interesting people about interesting topics. Today, I have with me Deborah Harris. She's a owner of a very good Facebook group called Please Pray for Summer Wells. And we're going to be talking about the Summer Wells case today. So welcome, Deborah. Thanks for being my guest.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I understand you've been keeping up with. Do what?
You begin.
I understand you've been keeping up with the Summer Wells case pretty good.
Yes, indeed, I have. It's been really fascinating to me, sad at the same time, and very confusing.
Yeah. I just noticed that Lois just seen my invite, so maybe she'll be on here in a minute. But if she isn't, we'll proceed.
Well, too. Can't believe Trevor isn't yet, but
we're very unorganized.
Can they join us as we go along?
We're very unorganized today, and that's okay.
Well,
we're just having a casual conversation.
Well, all right. Well, they can join us when they get ready. We can continue if you want.
There you go.
Or we can wait.
So what do you think happened? I think you have a theory. I mean, Summer's been missing for what, 6 or 7 weeks now? What do you think happened?
I think my number one theory is I think that Summer was missing before the 15th of June. My reasons for that are who besides our immediate family and H and Allie's family, and I'm saying H because of the fact he is a minor, who else besides either one of those families has come forth and said they saw her on the 15th? Yeah. And of course, we don't know because Ellie and the police are not going to probably release that, but that is my thoughts. And the reason for that being, I had a stepmother that lived in Thornhill, Tennessee. And there is no way in that kind of terrain, I've been up in that area a lot, that this child could walk away from there herself. Anybody could get away from that particular area, the way it's situated, and take off with her within 5 minutes. Impossible. They'd have to have a vehicle up there at that house or a motorcycle or something that would have been heard by Candace, the brothers, or the grandmother. Definitely. You can't take a child out like that, kicking and screaming quietly. Also, my next theory, or why don't you elaborate on that and I'll go to my next theory.
Okay. Well, I seen the video that Don himself put up about him walking down the dog trail through the woods to the road. I don't know if you saw that or not, but it wasn't all that far. It took him about, I don't know, it seemed like less than a minute to get there. And he was just taking his time. So, if somebody that Summer knew and she saw them down there and they kind of motioned for her to come on or something, she might have just walked on down. That's possible, right?
That's a thought. I mean, yeah, that's a good possibility.
But like you say,
however,
we don't know for sure if she was really at home that day.
This was my second one.
Okay.
Theory number 2 now pops up. Was Don actually really at work? Have you actually heard that somebody can prove him being on his job at work? Have you heard that? I haven't.
No, I haven't. I haven't heard it conclusive one way or the other on that. I think he has his own work crew and can go and come and go as he pleases. Or maybe he works alone. I don't know.
All right, and then my next one that follows with that one. If he wasn't at work and something accidentally happened on the property, he would have had plenty of time to have done something before they called 911.
Yeah,
And then they could have called 911. And he could have made it look like, because he said that he got home before the police got there. However, he is supposed to have worked 40 minutes at least away from home. Now, how could he get there faster if Candace called the police, then the police could get there?
yeah. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. And also, supposedly the boys were home alone. Would they leave three little boys home alone all day by themselves? I mean, they don't seem like they're old
I
enough to
would
be
think
really
not.
responsible. You know, I mean, boys are
Well,
boys, you know,
I
they're gonna
don't
get into
think
something.
so.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Exactly. And I don't either. And, you know, where CPS came and took the boys, we know that. Maybe that's why. Maybe they were left at home. Maybe that's why CPS took those children. I don't know. That's supposed to be not related to the Summer Wells case. So, but did you see, I'm going to bring up a different thing for a moment. Did you see there was a lady who recorded the audio police scanner and put it on a video. She just played the audio police scanner while they were en route to the house. Did you happen to get to see that? Because I
don't think
posted
so.
it in my group.
No,
I posted it in my group, and then within 24 hours, it was gone. It was gone out of the group. It was gone off of my Facebook page, my own page, and out of the group. But it said that's where that came in, that a 4-year-old had gone missing. And also, they said Candace said she went for a walk.
Yes, I remember
And when
that.
she got back about 10 minutes later,
Yeah,
yes,
I
10
remember
minutes later, that Summer was gone.
yeah. That is
So
interesting.
here we go again.
Yeah.
I think so very.
Yeah, the stories don't all add
So-
up, you know. I mean, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, you know, because I don't want to accuse anybody of anything
course.
that might be innocent. And I know whatever happened, they're all traumatized right now. So, you know, I know that me and
Of
you and
course.
lots of other people are praying for the family every day. Because whatever happened, they are still going through
Sure.
a lot of trauma right now. I mean, their life has to be hell right now regardless.
Sure.
So I feel for them for that.
Of course.
So I don't know.
Well,
It's
I
a mystery.
feel for them if it was I feel for them, period. Yeah. I feel for them in two ways. If they were a part of it, I feel for them because, but along with getting bashed and, you know, just turned every which way but loose by social media, then they're having to live with that compounded guilt. And if they didn't have anything to do with it, then they're getting bashed and they're innocent.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I pray for them as well.
The whole family's
know,
going to need a
It's
lot
sad,
of
and
the
this
therapy for
probably,
years and years. I mean, seriously, they're going to have a lot
right,
of
I'm sorry
therapy
about
to
that.
do all that.
Well, of course. The next thing I want to bring up is this order of protection. I saw it, but I find it really hard to believe that Candace Wells can't handle Don Wells. I just think that was a scare tactic. And this is my theory coming up on that. I think the boys are not going to say anything for fear if they have to go back home, there's repercussions
Yeah,
because they see both parents possibly having
yeah.
issue with them opening their mouth. I think they are the ones that suffering the most trauma. I do.
Now, have you heard that,
They, you know, their sister's gone.
yeah, have you heard that all the boys are in different places? They're not together now. Have you heard that? I don't know if it's true, but I did hear that. That each of the boys. are
I'm
in
sorry,
different
you were
locations.
breaking up a little bit.
Oh,
I
all
didn't
three of the
understand.
boys are in a separate location,
Well,
is what
when
I've heard, but I don't know if that's true or not.
I got you. Okay. I haven't heard that, but that's not uncommon.
Yeah,
It's not it wouldn't surprise me because I've had friends that work for CPS, and a lot of times they can't find a home that will take 3 kids in. A
I can
lot of
understand
times,
that.
if there's somebody that's right, you know, and they don't probably have the resources to accommodate keeping them all 3 together. That's sad, if not true too, because here you have another type of traumatization on top of what they already experienced.
Yeah, 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 it's,
So, but it wouldn't surprise me.
yeah. I mean, either way it happens, either way you look at it, it's not good, you know, and it's a
No,
very dysfunctional family. I feel sorry for them, you know. Uh, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to judge anybody, but it's just strange, strange. So let's talk a minute about
well,
these crazy psychics that are running around, or people saying they're psychics, like Raven. What is it? The Life and Times of Raven is the name of his show or something like that. I mean, then you got
I
Juanita.
think I've watched him. I could handle watching him. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. And then Juanita
Can you hear
says that
me?
she's channeling Summer. Have you heard
Yeah,
that?
I can.
She says she's in communication with.
Oh, yes. And the one that I watched. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting to know. Well, why don't she channel to us what happened? Why don't she channel to us where she is located, whether that be, God forbid, passed away, or God forbid, with some, you know, really bad person. But I watched about 30 minutes of Raven, and that's all I could handle because
Yeah, he gets old real
she
quick.
had.
He's a strange, strange fellow. Now
I know.
you,
Steve,
okay, you're back.
are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You went away for a
Okay,
second.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Uh, okay, well, I'll go back and repeat.
Okay,
Okay, what I watched was he knew he was going to turn it over. Can you hear me now,
yeah,
Steve?
yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I watched. He had turned over the information to LE and the police, and when they got all that together, the next day he knew it, and it would lead them to her.
I saw that.
Well, why haven't they been let? That's all I could handle of him.
Yeah.
He's crazy. I'm sorry, Raven, but you're crazy. That's my opinion.
Well, let me tell you about what little bit of experience I had with Raven, if you want to call it an experience. I invited him to come on my show. Okay. I was going to interview him and let him tell his story and what he's doing and all. So I sent him an invite, and then I got automatic
I know.
response back. And then
Sorry
again,
that we keep.
that's okay. Anyway, I got an automatic response back from his webpage, but then at first, but then again, finally, Christy came on. said she's the general manager and she has to run it, approve of everything he does or something like that. So I told her I wanted to interview him and she said, well, no, I saw what you posted on that Facebook group. You're just going to trash him. And I know how you are, don't want nothing to do with you. And so and it was a very paranoid response, but I did try to reach out. I was going to be nice to the man. I was going to hear him out. And, I'm always treat my guests well. Even if I don't believe everything they're saying, I always treat them well. And I would him. And I also reached out to Juanita and I haven't heard from her neither. So, an open invitation to both of them. If they're hearing this, I would love to have you on the show. Is that fair enough? Give them a chance.
If that's fair enough, that's fair enough. To me, I think they're both full of it and they're trying to work it at an angle, but that's just my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
The Ravens of the world, whatever. Because so far, there's nothing that has come of what little bit I saw.
Yeah.
And so that tells me Raven's credibility just went out the door with me personally.
Did you ever have any to start
I don't
with?
need Raven to help me do anything.
Did you have any credibility to start with? I don't know. I guess he don't have anything to lose.
He might have been able to if what he said, if what he had said had came to pass, sure. There was another lady that read cards. This is interesting. She read cards and they were cards with little kids on them and they were at the watering hole and, it was all this stuff. And this was a good theory she had. And I believe a single part of it. She said that she had read into the fact that Candace was jealous of Summer. And also Candace was jealous of Rose. You did hear that?
I heard part about the being
she
jealous
finally
of Summer,
flipped over and she gave H the alcohol that day, hoping to get lucky and to be able to sleep with him. And during the process of that, something might have happened to Summer accidentally. This was the part I found the most interesting. One of the cards she flipped over was a divide. It looked like two mountains with a valley in between them and water. Okay, I went back and looked on Candace's page, Dawn's page, their grandmother's page. I found the picture looked identical to that. And this was that lady's card. So that shot that right on out the door too. Getting back to what I said there for a minute, I believe at the watering hole that Candace and H were involved. I don't think there was one can of wicked iced tea. And another theory is possibly if they were, and that's just my opinion, Summer might have gotten hurt. Now, I felt so strongly about this one that I felt like she didn't leave the watering hole and she might be underneath those branches that you see Hunter going into the water towards her and Candace's video cuts off automatically, that she was underneath those branches in the water. And I called TBI with that tip. Okay. Didn't hear anything back. So obviously.
Did you say you've talked to them? And you're gone again.
All right, are we back?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So do you think she just drowned when they left her there? Do you think she drowned then?
Well, if they look under, okay, I'll see. If I think it was accidental, but if they did not find her, if they didn't look at that, something's wrong with them. If they did look at under those branches, and didn't find her, there's always the muddy embankments that you can bury someone in, and dog scents are not going to get to it underwater if you want to go to that degree. And with this family, I don't know.
Yeah, well, surely law
You know,
enforcement
I
has
have
thought
seen,
of all that. I mean, it's hard to think that they wouldn't, you know? And there you go, you're gone again, and so I'll
I'm
talk to
coming
my.
back again. I don't know what.
Okay. Well, I hear you
Can you
now.
see me?
No, but I hear you.
Okay.
There you are.
But okay. Hi. Hi, honey. I'm home. There's just so many things, and I'm not at all saying the police and the FBI and TDI do not know what they're doing. I have no doubt they do.
Yeah.
They probably, everything we're discussing, they probably have already covered all this. They even have a profiler that come in, and I love profilers. I'd have liked to have done that myself for a living. But for some reason, this case just really, I'm drawn to it. And I know so many people say that, but I have seen so many missing people, kids, adults go missing, and I've just never been drawn like I have to
This
this.
is like a big circus, you know,
That's
like the
why-
Jerry Springer show or something. And so everybody's
Well,
talking
I
about
don't
it. There's tons of Facebook groups about it, tons of videos on YouTube, and conversations just like this all over YouTube, and it's interesting. So I don't know.
We may be
Good or
at,
bad, but
we're back now. So, and I should have gotten rid of all my apps. I'm sorry I didn't. This is my second Zoom meeting, so I told you that.
Okay,
When I started my page, I looked at a couple of those groups, and like I said, I don't tolerate it in my group. People can form an opinion, but that's their opinion. If someone wants to comment on it, they can. But I don't tolerate, he said, she said, speculations, rumors, opinions are loud. And I don't go 1, 2, 3, you got a warning. They're gone. If they don't obey it, they're gone. And so far I've got only 182 people, but so many people. Okay. So many people, I think, have wanted to join it because of all of the stuff that goes on in these other groups.
drama.
And that's not why I created this group. I created it as many updates as we can. Any junior high and high school stuff. And obviously the adults never got out of that stage in their life mentally. Or they don't have a life. I don't know. But the group, anybody's welcome to join it. I don't make anything off of it. I don't get any credit for it. It's just there. People want to join, they can send me an invite.
Yeah.
But
Did you see,
I won't let the bashing go on and the crazy.
I saw something online today that said that Candace's dad passed away back in May. Did you know that? I think his name was.
Seems like I think I heard that before today.
Yeah,
Um,
Kenneth Bly, I think was his name.
I believe I did.
Yeah. So
I didn't
I'm
get
sure
that
she's going
far.
through a lot of, grief and over that.
That's the case. Unless it was abusive to her. I mean, this family has got definitely abuse in it. You could tell.
Yeah.
Now,
And
Lois,
apparently on both sides of the family, there are pedophiles. So that's not looking good. And Donald's
not.
stepsisters
That's
are
scary.
coming out against him now, saying that he has molested them time and time again. You probably heard that. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So that's not looking good for
I'll
Donald.
listen to that. I'll listen to that about as long as I did the other stuff, because she may just be wanting to get in on the action of bashing.
Yeah.
And then it may be very,
Well, that's somebody else that I would love to interview, his stepsisters. I would love to hear what they have to say, so maybe one of them to see this and contact me, that would be great. Uh,
if you do and I can join, I'd love to. I'll let
Yeah.
them talk
Okay. If I
at
can,
any time on this.
yeah.
Definitely.
I've also reached out to the two church people, Robin and David Dotson, but I haven't heard anything from them. I imagine they're getting so
I
many
think-
messages that they've had to shut their messenger off or something. I don't know. Probably. I'm sure they get.
Had already stated that she is getting off of social media while all this is going on.
Yeah.
But I could tell that, and I can't either. I could tell by watching Summer a little bit, and what little bit of prayer. The one time I did see Robin, she said that she felt bad, about everything.
She
Because
seems
there were
like a
times
real
she would
nice
get
lady.
impatient. Yes.
She seems like a real nice lady. I'm
And
impressed
she's
with
like
her.
a lot of times Summer would want to get up.
So have you heard the theory that maybe one of the people that at the church that want to save Summer from the family took her? Have you heard that rumor?
I just don't believe that.
Oh,
I
I don't
haven't
believe
heard
it
that
either,
one.
but I've heard it. Yeah.
I haven't heard that, but
Yeah.
it does not surprise me. Now,
I've actually been
something,
to that church
don't-
before, and they were very nice people. They were very nice.
I just don't think that would be, I think if they did anything, they would have contacted the authorities and went about that in the proper way. I just
Yeah.
don't. I'm not saying everybody that sits in church is wonderful either. You know, there's a lot of,
Well, there's crazy people everywhere.
lie.
There's evil everywhere,
Yes,
you know that.
definitely.
So, but yeah, I think all the people from that church that they've mentioned and talked to, they seem like very nice people.
Yeah, they do. They're really trying to help out, I think. Now, a
And
lady
they-
by the name of Lois Brown, she was trying to get a hold of Don or Candace because we were going to offer to go up there and help out with cleaning up around the house and take some beds and stuff like that. But Lois has tried to reach out and talk to Don or Candace, but she couldn't get a hold of them either. So that's kind of out the door right now.
Yeah.
Sorry about the pop-up. Next time I'll know. But I'm gonna move on to something else that I find interesting a little bit.
Okay.
Well,
what's
let
that?
me go back to let me go back to Candace and H really fast. The gentleman from the interview room, when he asked
Chris.
her, there were two things I wanted her about Candace and H. You know, the body language experts are like, I think by their body language that she was solemn as could be and kind of sad, whatever, until he asked.
I don't
And when
believe
she
this
kinda
body
chuckled,
language
"Oh,
thing. I
no."
don't think that's an exact
I don't either.
science. It seems like a lot of guessing to me. That's just my opinion.
Well, when the question was asked and the comment back from Candace, she kind of halfway giggled. Oh no, I'm happily married with 4 kids. Seriously? You're happily married? 4 kids, yes. But happily married? Once again, it's an opinion.
See, that's another theory that's going around also, that she is a victim of domestic abuse and she's scared to tell anything on Donald. And, you know, it's another one of the stories
Buy
going
that,
around.
and that just, look at this woman. Seriously? If I were her and that man come towards me, oh, well.
So you think she can take care of
Needless to say,
herself, in other words?
I do. Yes, I do. especially if she
Well-
is a mama bear like she's claiming to be. Her mama bear is going to be coming out to play with Don, especially if he's drunk. Good Lord. You you just
If
don't.
anybody's lying, it's gonna get old, I'm sure they're getting tired and broken down
Yeah,
with all
yes.
the publicity. I'm sure they've never seen this coming and nobody else did, I mean, it's like a
And then
big
in-
drama around the trauma.
The other red flag for me, and Chris did say this, but it was a red flag for me, was she was so indicting to let him walk the property, placed underneath the bar area, all the way down that little crawl hole. But when they got out to Dawn, she wouldn't let him see him there. So I don't think that she
The
was
shed,
alone
yeah, the
when that
shed.
interview was going. Yes,
Yeah,
That's what I'm
Chris
saying,
was
his
very
work shed.
skeptical about that shed, wasn't he? That was a
Yes,
red flag
and I
to
can't,
Chris.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and he stated that.
Yeah.
But
Well, Donald
that was
isn't
the two
happy
things
with
there.
Chris right now. Donald is
Do what?
very mad at Chris. But Chris seems to be very
The
credible.
order of protection, and now it's Chris's fault. Nothing so far has been Donald's fault. So narcissist pops into my mind because I was with the narcissist. I was married to one, and never accountability, never ownership in anything. Just it's all about them, and there's no, I caused her to go get the order of protection, or Chris and I didn't see eye to eye on something. I disagree with him on that. No, Chris is just tearing me. I watched the interview, and I don't
Yeah.
believe that.
And I would love to talk to any of them. I would be glad to let any of them have their
Yeah.
chance to tell their story. So there's an open invitation to the
Well,
whole
I have
thing.
another theory. I have another theory.
I'm not
This
surprised.
is kind of going away from that. You are? I saw a picture of Candace years ago with long, kind of strawberry blondish hair. Because you don't see Candace now with hardly any hair. And it's a little darker. And then I saw a picture of Rose. And those two could be identical twins. And I
Yeah.
couldn't go back and find the picture of Rose, Candace rather, after I saw that one and the one of Rose. And they were totally two separate people. They say in those pictures, I think Candace is Rose.
Really?
I believe that.
Wow. I haven't heard that theory
So
yet.
when they
That's an interesting-
say, I do believe that. And when they say, well, maybe Summer was Rose's daughter, well, they say that couldn't have been because Rose disappeared too many years ago. Summer's too young. Guess what? If Candace was abused in her previous place of living at a younger age and needed to get away from it, what better way would that be than to disappear, and if that was Rose or whatever, to disappear and become the other sister?
I bet you watch
then
a
that
lot
would
of Hallmark
definitely
movies,
explain-
don't you? Do you watch a lot of Hallmark movies?
I do in a lot of law.
I thought so. Well, that makes about as much sense as a lot of these other things I've heard, so you may be right.
Since then.
And your picture kind of froze up with the strange. Okay, there you are.
Okay.
you
You
look
keep
like
freezing
you
up
were
a
yelling
little
there for
bit,
a
you'll
second.
see that.
So have you heard the
Yes, I
theory?
do.
Have you heard the theory that Jose had some kind of a thing for Candace and she ticked him off, and then he somehow come back and took Summer or something like that. Have you heard that one?
Now you're gonna, I have not. Now, who is Jose? Here we go.
Oh, you haven't heard of Jose?
No, I
Okay.
haven't.
Jose is a friend of Mama Candy's, okay? And he
Okay, got
apparently came to their house with her. Mama Candy brought Jose to Candace's house, and Donald wasn't there. But when Donald, somehow or another, I think Candy went somewhere and left Jose there or something. And then Donald came home and got the wrong idea, and it was a big fight or something. I don't remember all the details, but it was something like that. It sounded like some kind of a cross between a horror movie and a soap opera. So I don't know.
There you go. That's kind of what I take from that. Okay, now I didn't hear that, and I'm probably glad I didn't, because I wouldn't have believed any of it. Maybe coming home and catching something going on, maybe, possibly, but just to run. Why would everybody just take off with Summer for any given reason? Just anything. Why not take the boys too? They're young, they're kids. Summer just, I think Summer could hold her own with her brothers. I mean, the littler ones anyway. But, and my next thing is grandma, not just her up and leaving. I'm beginning to wonder if grandma was even at the watering hole. I just.
Maybe she left before the 15th.
Grandma,
Yeah.
maybe with Summer. I mean, that might be. But maybe what they could check out about that, though, is her doctor's appointment and her prescription. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or did she have a doctor's appointment, the grandma?
They supposedly went to the hospital and picked her up.
Okay.
Candace and Hunter and Summer.
Okay.
Then they went swimming.
See, that's why I can't say grandma wanting to do. I'd say if I was grandma, I'd want to go home. If I come out of the hospital, it's hot, I'm tired, take grandma home, if nothing else, then go back to the swimming hole. Prescription drop off grandma, then the three of them go to the swimming hole. But why wouldn't they take the boys?
Yeah.
Unless, once again, you've got a 15-year-old with raging hormones.
Yeah. And I do know for a fact that teenage boys don't have a whole lot of discretion. They don't have a whole lot of control over their urges, and who knows?
I have a 15-year-old.
I'm not saying that he done anything wrong, but I just know what it's like to be a teenage boy. Okay?
Yep.
And
Well, I don't, but
plenty of them.
I'll leave that one with you. But yes, and you pop a little alcohol in there on the situation, and
Yes.
voila.
Yeah.
And then people also said, well, why wasn't Candace arrested? Of course, she says she didn't give it to him. He's saying she did. So it's he said, she said. However, people are asking, why wasn't she arrested? Well, unless the police saw her hand it to him, by law, they can't go on hearsay.
Yeah.
He said she should, they can't go and arrest her because he said she did it.
Well,
So
did
that's
grandma
the
say
good
that she gave it to him or not? What did she say about that?
When Chris asked Candace, she said no, she did not give him that can. That was for grandma.
What did Grandma Candy say? She didn't get it?
Grandma Candy, I've never heard, I have never seen or heard of Grandma Candy, except through a picture. I've never seen her on an interview.
I haven't either.
Now, I have seen Allie and Grandma sitting there smoking cigarettes during H's interview, and their comments about it.
She dressed well for the occasion, didn't she?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. That's what nice.
Shame on you. But seriously, you're on. Never mind. we'll keep that opinion to ourselves. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody's got to do their own thing. You and I know that
Yeah.
firsthand. But yeah, it's like, seriously, you're going to be on this and you're doing that and you're like that.
Well, more will be revealed. More will be
yes,
revealed.
indeed, my dear, it will be in time. And then it could go cold and nothing ever happened. But it is going to be interesting about those boys being allowed to go back. I really think there will be a lot. There will have to be some changes and some other stuff. They may not get those boys back.
Exactly.
Especially the young.
I can't see that happening. I can't see the boys going back.
I don't need.
Especially after we saw the video, Chris went into the home with Candace. I mean, that does not look like a good environment for kids to me. You know,
Well, this is the thing that threw me there too. Okay, I grew up poor, not that poor, but I grew up poor. But the last thing we would have been having in our house, besides the house being cleaned up and fixed up, would have been 3 widescreen TVs, 2 upstairs, 1 downstairs. Seriously? Why do you know, even 1 small one, but 3, and then you don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Priorities.
maybe the
And you're
priorities
not
a little
going,
messed up, right? Yeah. And they got what, 3 or
CPS
4
look-
motorcycles in the family and 2 or 3 cars?
yeah, there you go. And nice ones. A lot nicer than mine. But, you know, that's something that CPS does. And because this is such a high profile case now, that is going to definitely have a bearing on if those children are returned. I think that CPS get in trouble if they did return them to that atmosphere, that environment.
Yeah.
I would think. This is one you can't sweep underneath the rug at this point.
Yeah, I
And
don't think there's going to be a reunion of that family. I just can't see it happening.
Especially, you know, they supposedly were involved.
You froze
And
on.
like I said, okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I heard you say they probably, and then you stopped. I didn't get what happened. What probably?
Okay. They probably could have turned the other cheek, CPS, in the past, but they won't be able to now. They're too high pro.
Yeah.
They'll get in trouble because CPS does exactly that. They do. I've seen it firsthand. I know for a fact. So.
Well, everything's out in the open now, whether they want it or not. The family is famous, so they can't do anything discreetly anymore. They're going to be in the public eye on everything. You know, it's kind of like a East Tennessee version of the Kardashians, you know, the way some of the people are acting about it, you know, it's so. But anyway, I thank you for coming on and talking to me. We were supposed to have a few more people, but they didn't show up, so I've enjoyed talking to you. And
I have enjoyed you too. And
I don't know if
we'll just
we've
put this
solved
out
any
there for
mysteries,
people.
but we at least got a
I
little
doubt
thing
it.
out there.
But at least, yeah, a little bit of clarity. You just let me know when I can put this out. I'm gonna put it in my group, okay? And I appreciate you having me. And if you do get anybody else, if I can join again, let me know.
Okay, will do.
Have
Deborah.
a blessed night, Steve.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I'm sorry, I just called you. All right, babe. Bye-bye.
Folks, thanks for tuning in to Holding On with Holder. And please keep coming back and share this video all over social media. Good night.